So why are global investors starting to talk more about future-proofing real estate? So if you look at some traditional markets around the world, different places within the US, Canada, and even Europe, the overhead costs to maintain or the bureaucracy that has gone into rent-controlled pricing, or things like that, have made some of those markets either one, unsustainable, or two, it's just priced a lot of people out of those areas. Natural disasters impact real estate markets in various ways, but one of the largest ones will be through the insurance companies. In places like specific areas in Florida, insurance companies are either completely exiting or it's becoming nearly impossible for owners to get coverage in places, especially if they're in a hurricane belt or a plain where there's a lot of flooding. It's getting harder and harder for people to get insurance in those areas. And what types of markets would be most exposed right now? The markets that would be the most exposed would be those that have no buffer from natural disasters. They might be in a floodplain, they might be in a hurricane belt, they might be somewhere that is prone to flooding and things of that nature. It might also be a place where it could be prone to fires, and in areas where rebuilding costs really outpaces the appreciation. That brings us to Panama. Why does it stand out? Panama is really a global crossroads, but it's also super geographically special in how it's situated. We don't get hurricanes and we don't get strong earthquakes. They'll get earthquakes in Costa Rica and we'll feel the remnants of it. But in terms of life-altering hurricanes or life-altering earthquakes, we don't experience them here in Panama. How does Panama's geography translate to real estate resilience? So because it's low risk to own real estate here or to live here, one, insurance premiums can be lower, and two, we're not constantly recovering from something. Panama can grow and continue growing, and we don't have these big life-altering events that make us start over from zero. So beyond geography, how is Panama planning for the future? So Panama right now has multiple huge infrastructure works that are going on. There's the expansion of the Pan American Highway, which has already been completed. There's the addition of a new bridge that goes over the canal. There's the expansion of the metro lines. There's a huge money being put into downtown Panama City right now because when Panama City originally grew, it grew very organically and it wasn't really ready for that type of growth. So they're redoing roads, they're redoing the electricity, sewer, that type of thing. So Panama is constantly getting a facelift in its infrastructure. So how does Panama City fit into this long-term resilience story? So not only do you have this beautiful skyline of a very modern downtown Panama City, but you have a city that also appreciates things like master planned communities, green area. Panama City is very connected, and so the people that come here are very international. So it needs to make sense for a lot of international people. So it's become a very international city with things that attract people from all over the world. And how should investors think about ROI in a future-focused market here in Panama? What doesn't just make sense today, but what makes sense long-term? I generally think the way that you get into a property is the way that you have to get out. So if you get into a property because someone gives you a deal, to exit, are there a lot of comparables around you? Are you going to have to get out of that property the same way that you got into it? You need to look for unique. You need to look into areas that are growing and that will have continued demand for growth. And a lot of those are master planned communities. Panama has really become a plan B for many global investors. Number one, because we have really good residency by investment programs, but also because, there's just a lot of positives to the country itself. You have low taxes, it's a territorial tax system. You have a country that's super connected. You have its safety. I don't have to think twice about going out here in Panama with my children. And you just have a lot of economic benefits that are driving more and more people to Panama. So Panama has and will continue to grow. What are the biggest misconceptions that people have about investing in safe haven markets? And the first one would be that they're going to overnight become rich, that overnight they're going to double their money. In good, healthy real estate markets, there is a level of capital appreciation and a level of cash flow from rentals. But the most healthy markets, you need a combination of both. That's where people do really well, is when you have that combination of both, and an organic growth. So you need outside driving factors which make the country continue to grow and bring consistent demand to the country and to its real estate sector. And why should international investors be focusing on Panama now? Because Panama is at the tip of the iceberg. Panama is not yet discovered. It's not yet on the levels of places of Dubai, of even Costa Rica, who really just outpaces us in marketing and nothing else. But it's a snowball effect, and it's starting to be discovered, and it's starting to enter this real mega cycle right now. So if you're interested in Panama, now is the time to do so. Please be sure to reach out to me and my team. We're going to put our contact details here in the video, and be sure to like and subscribe, because we're continually trying to put out great content for you guys who are interested in Panama.